Well, Louisville Metro Police and several government agencies continue to investigate the death of a child who was in foster care. 7-year-old Jason Terry died 2 weeks ago, but we still don't know how he died. His birth mother, who lives in Lexington, doesn't know either. It's one of many questions she has for the Cabinet for Health and Family Services. In an exclusive interview with LEX 18's Mike Valente, Dominique Terry and her father say they feel like they've been kept in the dark, claiming they haven't even been allowed to see Jason's body. It's the LEX 18 Big Story at 11.
Jason Terry had not seen his family in at least 2 years. That's why most of the pictures his grandfather showed us were Jason as a baby, pictures George Terry has cherished.
He was cheerful, he liked to smile, he liked to play, and he liked to fight. But that was Jason. He was a boy.
And most importantly, to Dominique Terry,
Jason was my son.
Dominique says she never stopped being Jason's mother, despite the fact that he came into the foster care system about 3 years ago, after she ran into legal trouble. Now she says she's running into roadblocks, trying to figure out what happened to her son, who was rushed to the hospital earlier this month from Brooklawn Child and Family Services. 7 County Services, which operates the children's home, told WDRB they were, quote, devastated by the tragic loss. The Cabinet for Health and Family Services says it's opened several investigations. George Terry, the boy's grandfather, says he spoke with a Cabinet employee who apparently told him the death was an accident.
The first lady called me back Wednesday. I asked her what was going on. She said she had no more information that she could tell me. And then she hung up. Then she never called back. I kept calling her, and she never called back.
Dominique and her father want their hands on an autopsy report. They also want to see Jason, which is proving to be harder than they anticipated.
You never knew he was there.
Never knew.
Until someone from the Cabinet called.
So he's been down here this whole time?
Since Friday.
The Terrys just found out yesterday that Jason's body was brought Friday to Smith & Smith Funeral Home in Lexington. We called the funeral home twice and went there once today. An employee said she could not divulge much because the Cabinet was handling everything. However, after we started asking questions and Dominique retained a lawyer today, that funeral home employee did say the Cabinet granted permission to 4 family members to come to a viewing tomorrow morning. The Terrys say they were told depending how the viewing goes, they may be allowed at the burial site. But the Terrys have not received any details.
How does it make you feel when they say that we'll let you know?
It's hurtful.
It's very hurtful.
Like, what if this table was turned and it was on your family? It's not even going to be a funeral.
Right, it's just going to be
just buried, and that's it.
LEX 18 has reached out to a Cabinet official who the Terrys say has been handling the case, but we haven't heard back. A spokesperson for the governor, meanwhile, told us she's checked with the Cabinet as well. We have many questions about Jason's death and his burial, one of which includes, will he get the funeral that his family says he deserves? Dominique already knows what that would look like.
The funeral will be laid out where his favorite color is blue. With the doves and all of that. That's what I wanted.
In Lexington, Mike Valente, LEX 18 News.